Y'all, so we're just gonna talk because I'm late for this review, one, and it was all over the place, child. Anyway, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective, and we're here today to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 13 reunion episode 2. And did Kathy look like Chucky to y'all? I promise to God. I was like, oh my God, who is that? And not to say that I didn't know who she was, but also I didn't know who she was. I was like, who? Ooh. Before makeup, Chucky. After makeup, she looked all right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to shame nobody's face, but my God, it really did. I grabbed my imaginary pearls real quick. I'm not going to lie to you. Anyway, I did find it interesting to see Kathy tell us, not us, but the producers, inadvertently us, right? That Mauricio and Kyle have drifted apart for over the last 3 to 4 years, and that she's seen it coming. And she said she shouldn't say that, but she did. I feel like Kathy was taking a jab at Kyle, because Kathy, to me, this entire episode has been trying to keep her business to her chest. Y'all, let's just get into it. Again, we're just gonna talk because it was so much going on. I personally feel like Kyle needs to go home. All right. I feel like she needs to go home. I feel like she needs to go ahead, let it go. Give up the ghost mama. Because when you get to a place where you feel like you don't need to share your reality on reality TV, and you go out of your way to try to cover up your business, right? And you feel like people are no longer entitled to know the ins and outs of your marriage. And again, there are some things about your marriage that you don't need to share, right? That makes sense. But other parts of it, yes, because the show is called Real Housewives of, right? So if your marriage is potentially going through a separation, yes, in fact, my love, we do need to be hearing about what's going on. We want to. That's the premise of the show. So when a character on the show starts to feel like they've overshared, she went into a whole monologue talking about, I've shared my business for the last 13 years. And pardon me if I don't want to share the intimacies going on in my bedroom. It's like, girl, stop. Now, we're not asking about bedroom intimacies. We asking about whether or not y'all still together. Point blank, period. I think it's time for Kyle to go. All right. That's my personal opinion. The other thing is, when I tell you Kyle ate these girls up and it wasn't even funny, and I did not appreciate it. I was like, are y'all scared of Kyle? Are y'all scared of her? Garcelle got ate up. To me, Sutton absolutely got ate up. Crystal always gonna back down. She'll never have no backbone. I don't understand. Are y'all afraid of these girls? Are y'all afraid of Kyle? Are y'all afraid of Kyle? Baby, the way I would have been eating Kyle down. Girl, don't come for me unless I send for you. But that's for me. I guess these girls want to, I know Sutton for sure wants to protect the friendship as much as possible. But what she doesn't understand is that Kyle don't give a fuck about that lady. Kyle don't give a fuck about her. Anyway, let's keep going. So, they are still in the middle of talking about Kyle and Dorit and their friendship. Garcelle pipes in and asks Dorit, do you ever just apologize? Do you ever just own it? And Dorit tells her, it's nothing wrong with defending yourself, basically, when someone is saying something that's not true. And while I do believe Dorit, I do agree with Dorit in some instances. In other instances, it's better to salvage the relationship than to be right, if that makes any sense. Okay. And it's always good to understand that principle, because every time you try to go and be right in intimate relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, relationships with your family, familial relationships, sometimes it's better to just patch things up than to be right. Okay. And so that's what Dorit needs to understand. She don't get that. I know there were a couple times where Garcelle piped in the conversations where I felt like she didn't need to be participating. And not because I don't value her opinion. I felt like, girl, these women do not like you. Do not give them any more reason to try to come for you. There was some times where I was just like, Garcelle, you probably might want to mind your business. It might don't. You might don't want to have nothing to say about this. All the double negatives, y'all. So, like, there were times where Garcelle just really didn't have any business speaking on anything. Because, girl, for lack of a better phrase, girl, stay out these white people business, girl. That's how I feel. Girl, stay out these white people business, girl. Let them argue. Let them argue. Like my grandma used to say, let them argue, girl. Stay out their business. But anyway, my other issue with Kyle is the fact that she says that she wanted these women to defend her while she was going back and forth with her sister. But then in the same breath, she is telling them she doesn't want to talk to them about her personal relationships, her marriage. They shouldn't feel entitled to get into her business, all of these things. It's like, Kyle, which one is it? You can't have somebody be your friend, but you only want to bring them so far. And then you try to chastise them because they're like, okay, well, you're only bringing me so far in our relationship. So all the areas where I see it's off limits, I'm not going to say anything. Because the way Kyle snapped at Dorit last year or the year before when Kathy was there, I would have sat there and ate my food like Dorit did. I would have, okay, I'm going to mind my business and I won't say nothing else. So Kyle just... It's time for her to go, y'all. It's time for her to go. I feel like she definitely brings chaos and confusion. What else? The weight loss journey again. Kyle, let's not sit up here and act like someone losing weight, exercising incessantly, getting tattoos, switching up your diet and your drinking, personality is changed. They didn't even mention how irritable she is. Like, the entire episode, she came off so irritable and just defensive, and it was so annoyed. Like, her personality literally changed from before, okay? And we're not going to sit up here and act like those aren't signs that there's something deeper going on. And so when Sutton was asking those questions, all Kyle had to do was say, yes, there are things going on. I just don't want to talk about it right now. I'll talk about it when I'm comfortable. But yes, there are things going on. She barely did that. She tried to turn around and gaslight folks and make it seem like they were trying to attack her, right? She flipped it and tried to make it seem like she was being attacked just so that she didn't have to answer any questions, which is, again, I don't understand how these girls got ate up by Kyle in this. I don't understand. When you had plenty to say to Kyle to get her together, but they just let her do whatever. And I don't understand. Anyway, what I did notice is that the girls are always going to stick up for Kyle. They're always going to stick up. Erika Jayne, Sutton, no, not Sutton. Erika Jayne, Dorit, Kyle, they're always going to stick up for each other. So if it's Dorit versus Garcelle, Kyle, Erika are going to stick up for Dorit. They have an issue with Kyle. Sutton has an issue with Kyle. Erika, Sutton, not Sutton. I'm getting these girls. I'm sorry. Y'all, I'm not feeling too good today. If Sutton gets into it with Kyle and Erika and Dorit are all going to come to Kyle's defense. I do see that. I'm seeing there is an alliance. We may not have a friendship, but there definitely is an alliance. And it's quite obvious at this point. What else is going on? Sutton and this drinking problem. You know what I realized in the comments that Dorit and Kyle made in front of Crystal? What I realized is that this entire episode, Kyle was trying to hold other people's feet to the fire. She actually was holding their feet to the fire. The girls had nothing to say to her, and not anything substantial to gather her, but Kyle was holding Sutton's feet to the fire. You're coming for my marriage. You were coming for me all season. You were attacking me, etc. But when Kyle jokes with Dorit about Sutton putting vodka in her coffee at 10 a.m., that's not an insinuation. Oh, that's not an insinuation. Okay. When Kyle throws Sutton's business out there about medication that she's taking or how much she's had to drink, oh, that's not an insinuation. I was just talking and I don't take it back. But then when Sutton says, which Sutton only asked, Sutton literally was just asking you, Is there something going on? What's happening? Right? Because you are changing completely. She takes that and turns it into like it's like it's an insult. I said, how do y'all let this girl play mind games with y'all? How did y'all let Kyle do this to you? I don't understand. When Kyle insinuates that Sutton has an eating disorder, that she pushes her food around. Again, how did y'all let this even happen? Like, Sutton, I I mean, she was trying to put up a fight, but it just was not. Kyle turned into the victim, even though she literally sat there, talked about the girl, planted the seed, saying that she had an eating disorder. That's the only reason why raggedy ass 8.5 started saying that bullshit. Which, by the way, did y'all see 8.5 sit there for a whole 45, 50 minutes and they had nothing to say? Baby, it's time for her to go. Pack your things. We're ready to see you leave. Bye. Anyway. Yeah, I just found it funny that anytime anyone said anything about Kyle, even if it's just, girl, why the hell is Morgan getting mad that you had a weed party, but quote unquote all of these changes have nothing to do with Morgan? Girl, please. The way Morgan was getting upset about the fact that you were having that party, it sounded like she was just, I thought that this is what we agreed you wouldn't do. It was like your man getting mad at you for staying out too late, or, child, and nobody wrote her. And I hope to God on the third episode that we get into Kyle and Mauricio, because if we do not, okay. Anyway, Kyle does this monologue, and again, in that monologue where she tells us that she's been on the show for 13 years and she's done this, and this, I said, she is telling us that she has been on this show long enough to not have to share her business when she doesn't want to. At that point, when you get to that point in Real Housewife, in your Real Housewife career, it's time for you to pack up and leave, mama, because that doesn't even make sense. You don't want us in your reality, but you are on reality TV. You don't want us to know whether or not you are married to your husband, but the show is called Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Girl. Anyway, Kyle tried to shit out of Sutton, saying the only thing she had going on this season was her having some cashmere and buying a horse. I said, you know what? Sutton should have rolled out on her. But again, Sutton really wants to salvage that relationship. I don't know what the fuck for, because Kyle don't like her. But okay. Anyway, the way she gathered her, I said, girl, Sutton, I know you got more in the clip for that. You don't got nothing in the clip, girl. You don't got nothing in the clip? Girl, I would have emptied the clip on that bitch. I would have emptied the clip on her. It would have took heaven and hell to come together to shut me up, because I would have gathered. I'd have put all her business on the street. Everything I heard from the blogs and the little things I would have made up. Bitch, I would have just been going. Anyway, we talk about Dorit and PK again. Andy is just as annoyed with PK and Dorit. Well, mainly Dorit, as I am. Just aggravating. You talk too much. You're so whiny. Just shut the fuck up, girl. You're so annoying. She's so annoying. Anyway, I don't know if Andy was pretending to yawn just, for kicks and giggles, but I guess apparently Andy yawns every time Dorit starts to talk. And I thought it was funny. It is rude. It's rude. I know. It's rude. It's not nice. I would not want somebody to yawn in front of me while I'm talking. So it's yeah. Anyway, they talk about how painful was it to see Dorit. Dorit, you're sharing and you're being vulnerable about your marriage, but Kyle's not doing the same. Obviously, Dorit responds, says very hurtful, and, they need to work on their relationship. And that's the other thing. I'm like, you're sitting up here, Dorit, and you're telling your friend your business, and Kyle is sitting there just soaking it all in. That's my problem with Kyle. She don't have no problem soaking up everybody else's business, but when it comes to her, all of a sudden, she just feels like she don't need to share nothing. Girl, Dorit came to you many a time, many a day. And this is something... Anyway, I'm not even going to get into it, because the last episode, Kyle was trying to tell us that her and Dorit really wasn't friends like that. Girl, you full of shit. Anyway, the whole robbery. Actually, I'm going back. The budget. Dorit be lying. I feel like Dorit be lying, y'all. Dorit said, I'm not on a budget by my husband. Okay, so that indicates that you are on a budget, but your husband just didn't put that. put you on a budget. She was like, no, I'm not on a budget. Girl, what are you talking? I feel like Dorit be lying. We talk about the robbery. Now, I tried to Google this before I got on, and I was trying to figure out if payroll money or bonus money or any type of money that you would pay out to your employees, I was trying to figure out if that money is insured. And you can get an insurance policy on payroll monies, but it's admissions and E&O. I can't remember what errors and omissions is what it's called. Errors and omissions policy. I don't know if it's covers robbery. I do know if there were like errors in payroll and things like that, but I don't know if it covers, theft or things like that. But y'all see where I'm going with that? Because I'm with Garcelle. When Garcelle asked about how the hell you begged the thief to leave your cell phone by the gate, and they did. Maybe, let me not be insensitive. That may be the case because people do have trackers on their phones. So maybe that may be the case. But I hope y'all understood where I was going in terms of the payroll policies. I'm sorry, insurance policies on payroll, because I don't know. I'm just looking at every angle. I'm not accusing nobody or nothing. I just want to know. Andy asked Dorit about the whole pretty woman scenario. Dorit she never can just straightforward answer a question. Girl, just answer the goddamn question, girl. Just answer the damn question and go on, okay? I thought you said you was going to do bullet points. Bitch, you done wrote a whole motherfucking, the whole thesis on this thing. Girl, come on, girl, please. Anyway, the all in all of that is that, Dorit said that her PTSD was triggered. She felt like, she was only going to be gone for a couple of hours with her husband from her children, and she just felt like she was caught off guard. And they asked about the status of their relationship, status of their marriage. She said after the anniversary thing, their marriage had gotten increasingly worse. They asked the status of it now. She says they're doing better than ever. Everybody's giving looks like, bitch, please, we don't believe you. I don't know, okay? Sutton says the word on the curb, the streets are talking, child. The mean streets of Beverly Hills are talking and saying that PK had a woman in his car. Again, child, ain't no telling. I don't know. And I honestly don't care, because whatever. Sutton in these ones and getting ready for Magic Mike. Sutton was not being honest. I don't care what Sutton says. She can talk in circles if she wants to. Girl, you're not being for real. Girl, you're lying, okay? You brought that money because you thought you was going to get humped on, and you was mad because you ain't get humped on. Period, point blank. She tried to bring it in and make it seem like, oh, Christian was leaving for England, and I thought I was going to have to leave, and he was going to take my son and all this other stuff. Girl, I hear you, but you were not acting upset when you was getting ready to go. You got mad because they didn't pull you up on stage when you thought that they should and hump up on you, okay? Because you said to Garcelle, and I saw it in the caption where you were like, I wore my pants for nothing. Exactly. Because you wanted to get humped on. You just needed to say that. Oh, just say that. What else is going on? Y'all, I'm not feeling good, so I had to take some medication, and it's starting to kick in, y'all. Oh, God. Ain't no telling what I'm going to say. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, please, Jesus be offense. What else is going on? Child, wasn't nothing else going on, child. Kyle and Sutton still going back and forth, and how Kyle talking about she don't want to have to tell everybody her business, and Sutton, it was like, I was just asking, things are changing, and I understood what Sutton was saying, but she really wasn't coming for Kyle like she should have. Kyle was eating her ass up. And they talk about Sutton and her $300,000 alimony monthly. When I tell you Sutton is a rich motherfucking bitch, and I'm here for that shit. I love Sutton. Come on, Sutton, with the $300,000 in your alimony a month. Come on, rich bitch. I feel like that's the reason why them hoes be hating on Sutton. I really do. Y'all hoes is mad. Y'all hoes is mad. They mad because Sutton is rich as a bitch. Anyway, they asked 8.5. I was like, why the fuck y'all asking her? That bitch ain't nothing. She's sitting on the side. Who cares what she has to say? Who cares what 8.5 has to say? Anyway, 8.5 proceeds to say, you know, in the where I come from, we don't talk about money. You know how she talk. Where I come from, we don't talk about money. I have very, 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 very wealthy friends, very, very, very famous friends, and I don't ask them about money. I was like, so in the midst of you trying to be humble, you raggedy bitch, you then brag about how you have all these very, 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 very wealthy and very, 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 very famous friends. Girl, fuck your humility, girl. Go away. Bye, 8.5. I hope to never see you again on this TV show. Okay? You're boring. Bye. Girl, this medicine kicking in, child. Ain't no telling us what else I'm going to say, and I think it's time for me to log off. So I'm going to talk to y'all later, okay? Get in the comments per usual. Shout out to Julian. I was conversing with him on the Twitters. And he was like, Kyle ate them hoes up. She really did. Kyle ate these girls up. And I ain't like that shit. Kyle ate. She really did. All right, y'all. Bye.